Thank you very much. That's really nice. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, Highlanders, it's Chad with Highlander Assault. Welcome to episode 12. We are going to do a few things, but before we do discuss anything, got to bring on my co-host, the Irish bastard himself.
We'll look any man straight in his eyes and say, "Kiss
Irish.
my Irish
Matthew.
ass."
How you doing, buddy?
How's it going, Chad? Well, I can't believe it's been 12 episodes. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no kidding. And not to mention that, and then plus you have your team lives as well. So you're ahead of the game on me this year. You got probably at least 15 to 20.
Yeah, if there was money behind this, I'm sure we would have been canceled at this stage, but it's pretty sweet.
Probably. So we decided to come on today. It's been a while. We're going to try to get more frequent as we come up to race time. The majority from here on out till race week. We're only 2 months out, guys.
Hard to believe.
So if you haven't signed up, you better sign up soon because we're going to be ordering T-shirts, medals, and if you haven't signed up by then, you're not going to be guaranteed those things. So go ahead and get signed up. There's some deals still floating out there that you can look for. We will start our Haunted Highlander deals coming up soon for that one. So we're rolling into the first race, and then we're going to start rolling into that second Haunted race. So the time's flying here. Today we're going to discuss a few things, but I'd like to talk about first. We've had a few gym workouts at our sponsor gym, UltiFit. Matt's been to all of them. Matt, what did you think about the 3 so far, and what does the future look like for these gym workouts?
Very helpful. That's the bottom line. It's been very helpful, Chad. We had Brian, our coach down in Naperville, and we had Sean and Ryan, our coaches in Libertyville. So we've got options there. We've got a lot of different types of trainers, different styles, but the technique remains the same. A lot of people have pulled me aside, responded very positively to it. The technique is the big one. A lot of these obstacles they don't have the opportunity to use in their everyday life or their everyday gym. We're thankful for the people that provide the obstacles. So I find it very beneficial. I go into each race and I'm a little bit more confident than the last time. I know a few of the lads there, Peter and Eddie in particular, were working on those the monkey, what do you call those? The hanging monkey bars where you're using the wooden stick and you go from one to the other. And the lads are a bit upset with themselves, but you know what? These are the sort of boys that are going to figure it out and they'll get to the bottom of it. And that'll be another part of their game that they accomplish and overcome, you know. We had Eddie and Peter that were really upset with themselves. And that's what I like to see, you know, because it means something to them. They give a shit about this. They want to do better. So these UltiFit training classes really give us the opportunity to find out where our weaknesses are, pinpoint them, work on them, and get a little bit better, Chad. You know, we had a couple of winners there too. We had Peter that won $100 to UltiFit. So he was. We have like a bingo at the end of each at the end of each session. We give out different prizes, whatever. But this time around, we had one of our own, Peter Beck, that won the $100 gift card that he can use to any UltiFit. Well, I'm not sure if it's any UltiFit, but it's the Libertyville one. So, you know, we're always coming up with different little things and schemes and whatever. And that was all sponsored by Highlander Assault, of course. We like to keep it local and we like to do what we can, help out. But these classes really they're beneficial. And a big thanks to the trainers that give their time. Sean, who I mentioned, Ryan as well, and Brian down in Naperville. So nothing but positivity coming from those, Chad.
Yeah, what I really liked about it is as we evolve through different race seasons, it seems like UltiFit is trying to keep up with OCR, and they're bringing in some apparatus that or apparati that match kind of what's going on in the OCR community. For example, the monkey bars with that 6-foot gap in between. I forget what that's called, but I know Savage is doing that. But they brought that in so that you can train for that exact obstacle for Savage. They've brought in certain grips for Frontline. They have several of some of the things that we do as well as at Highlander. So it's not just a ninja workout. They're really adapting to OCR, And I
Correct.
think they're going to be big coming in the future for OCR training.
Reminds
And
me
then
too. The
plus with our
Kraken.
workouts, all the giveaways at the end is kind of nice too.
Correct. The Kraken was another one that you mentioned. It's one that I had particular issues with, and we have the Kraken there. We have, like you mentioned, a lot of obstacles, and then Ryan too has a couple of weighted vests. So we're trying to take on Ed Leon's front line to make sure we don't lose those vests and we can acquire as many as we can. So we encourage people to train with the vests on at every race. I haven't done that yet, but closer to frontline, I'll certainly start doing that.
Yeah, absolutely. That's coming up too. I mean, time's flying, man. We're already,
I know,
we're
right?
going into Mythic Race, which is kind of one of those earlier ones.
Yeah.
But then you're in the meat of it. You go into Frontline, then you got Highlander, then you got War X, and so on and so on. Then you start to get into some of those bigger ones. So I hope everybody's getting ready and getting in shape and having some good training. But if you do need some good training advice, head on out to UltraFit. Several locations in the Chicagoland area, St. Louis, Indianapolis, all over the place. So
yes, sir.
Just go online to their website. You'll be able to find a location close to you if you're nearby here. So that being said, speaking of races, I think what we're going to do today is we're going to run down through Highlander Assault Siege event. It's a new format that a lot of people are kind of, hey, what is this all about? Do I really want to do both races? Do I have time to do this? Am I going to be too tired? Do I have enough time for a break? So we wanted to kind of run down how it's going to work to kind of help you make that decision. Me personally, if I had the option to do both, especially if I'm traveling, there's a good 3, 4, 5 hour break in between. I'd have plenty of time to just chill out with my friends and enjoy the entertainment, and then head out and do the night race too. So. Mm-hmm. So that being said, the race, just like we normally do, we'll open up the parking lot and check in at about 6:30. And then after that, we will by 7:30 we'll have our volunteers go out, because at 7:40 we plan on doing an opening ceremony. And then you guys are kind of familiar. Matt, do you want to do kind of the rundown on what our opening ceremony looks like?
Sure. We got a couple of lads that are going to be on the bagpipes. They bring us in. We play obviously the national anthem. We get everybody right in the right mood, and we get them ready to go. I'm kind of pumped up and give them a rundown of what's going on, how the course is looking, what obstacles are out there, the rules, that type of thing. We get our elite guys out, and just create that atmosphere that you're talking about. And it's going to be the same sort of setup. If anybody's familiar with the Highlander Assault prior, those morning races, and we go from there and we kick it off and we get stuck in. No messing, straight in, no kissing, as they say.
Yeah, no kidding. And nothing better than seeing that gigantic American flag to start off the day.
That's right.
Some powerful bagpipes and then a national anthem, man. That just gets me pumped just thinking about it.
Me too.
So our first event, obviously, we do our endurance, and our endurance event is called the King Arthur's Challenge. We'll kind of go through that here. This year, the minimum to get a medal for that, you have to do at least 2 laps. The time frame's a little bit shorter, so we limited it. We did 2 laps instead of 3 this year, just because squeezing that down, it's not as fair to you to not get a medal, at least for getting those 2 laps in. So right. We'll go through the cutoff time here in a minute. It is a must complete to podium. Now, if you don't complete all the obstacles, but you get your laps in, you can still get a medal. You just can't win any prizes. This year, we're still got to pick out which weapon we're giving out as a trophy, whether we do battle axes again, swords, or something totally different.
Maybe a pencil. The pen is mightier than the sword, maybe.
Nunchucks.
Nunchucks.
Yeah. We try to keep it mini.
A good Highland weapon was the nunchuck. You're right. Yeah, let's do that.
Right. So after that, we'll start off at about 7:50 with the King Arthur's rules. We kind of just went through that. It's a must complete. Every racer will receive a wristband for obstacle completion that will be cut off if you miss an obstacle. We're kind of back to that. We don't have the timing mat like we had last year for the laps. So we'll be back to handing out the rubber wristbands of a specific color to be named later so that no one can cheat. and
There's no cheaters in this sort of game, is there, Chad? Come on now.
we'll give those out when you complete a lap, so we can keep track of those. This year we have a new timing method. It's a computer software program that it's pretty cool. It has everybody's individual bibs and names and everything, and it's tracked from the start line clock to the finish line clock. So it'll be kind of different. It does not require a timing chip, so it goes based off start time and then when you cross the finish line. So the start time will be as accurate as when Irish Matt, myself, or the DJ says go. So as soon as that happens, the time starts. So make sure you get a good spot in the corral. We'll start at 8 o'clock with our King Arthur's. Oh, my dog's going nuts upstairs. With our King Arthur's start. Again, that's going to be as many miles as you can. In the past, we did a marathon distance. However, what we'd like to do with that King Arthur's is we want to incentivize you to try to do both. If you can do the King Arthur's, and then we call the Knight Endurance one the Queen's Gambit. So if you can do both of those, we'll combine your scores, and then at the end we'll have an overall siege champion. So you can come in second place in King Arthur's and come in first or third in the Queen's, combining your total score, still win the ultimate championship. So you could be the siege champion and get the biggest trophy just by competing in both those. So we're excited about that. They're both the same format, unlimited laps. You got to do at least 2 laps to get a medal. Obstacle completion on both. So after the King Arthur's, we go into our elite. That's a good hour-ish after that, just to give the King Arthur's a little bit of a head start. The elite heat will start the rules at about 9:20. That's going to be an 8-mile course run with laps must be completed, and then you must do the entire distance. First one in with the obstacle completion band wins. So that's the elite rules. And just like King Arthur's, we're going to do the same thing for the elites, where we'll combine the scores if you run them both, and then we'll have an ultimate siege winner for both. That's the fair way to do it. So you could be, second place in the day event, third place in the night event, but your combined time wins because you were the shortest time frame. So we encourage everybody to sign up for both if you want to be the ultimate champion. Probably be a celebrity in the OCR world if you can do both and win that. At least to us, you will be.
Yeah, you will.
And that goes into, 20 minutes later, we'll go ahead and start the open heat. The open heat, we have a 4-mile course and we have an 8-mile course. That 8-mile course consists of basically you'll run 2 miles on that 4-mile course. You'll split off and do 4 separate miles on a different course and come back and finish the last 2 miles with the 4-mile course. Now, Matt, you've met with the new builder, James, and going to have some ideas. That 8-mile course, what do you think? You think it's going to be tougher than it has been in the past?
Look, here's the thing. A lot of people have said Highlander, we're a bit of a family event, and we are. But a family of mental athletes and a family of people that like to be challenged. So a lot of people maybe misconstrue the whole family thing. We like to test you and your family, whether your family's 10, 11, 12 years old, right up to 70-year-old. So there's going to be challenges there. This new partner of ours, James Bernstein, JB Builders, check him out. Top class, builds obstacles for UltiFit. He's got a new one opening up in Milwaukee. He's responsible for building all the obstacles up there. So don't be fooled and think that, you're going to be having a walk in the park here. You're not. It's going to be tough. It's going to be difficult. You may lose some of these bands, which is another reason why you might want to start getting involved with some of these training camps that we have. That'll prepare you even better for these events, whether it's Frontline, whether it's Mythic, whether it's Midwest OCR, you gotta put the work in, and it's going to be the same for Highlander Assault. So yes, I've met up with him. He's got some ideas, definitely some unique ideas and original ideas, and he brings something. He's going to bring something different. So look out for that. It's going to be exciting, and some obstacles maybe you haven't seen before, or you have seen before, but with a little different twist. So yeah, that's coming.
I'm excited about it. I can't wait to get out there with James and go through some more of the areas where he wants to build and put some things together. That's going to be pretty cool. Coming up here real soon.
I want to touch on one other thing,
Sure.
Chad. There's other ways that you can win. Now, yes, we're not all elites. We try to be. We work on it. We were looking for prizes. Now, if you want to be a largest team, you can still win a prize for the largest team. So please go out there, grab your friends, grab your neighbors, grab some random homeless guy, do what you can do, and get everybody. Build that team. Sign up as soon as you can. Get your team out there. There's a lot of prizes for largest teams. Compete against we got a lot of other great teams. I'm going to mention Strong as Oak, a good team at Ultifit. Have a great team as well. Heart Fitness have a great team, so don't be afraid to sign up and try and get that largest team. It's bragging rights at the end of the day. And we're all competitive. We're all competitive in this game, and we want to come away with something. So what are you going to come away with? Think about it.
Right. So with that being said, for the largest team, what we're going to do is it'll be combined for the siege. So it's going to be based on registration. So if you run the Highlander Assault, the Family Frenzy, and the Dark Ages, that'll count towards 3 team entries. If you run Dark Ages and Highlander Assault, that's 2. And if you just run one or the other, that's 1. So team-wise, the more you can get your team to stick around and run either the Family Frenzy or the Dark Ages or both, that's just going to give you more points for your team. So whichever team has the most registrations will win, and we'll announce that right at the beginning of the Dark Ages event. So somebody will at least have to stick around to pick up their trophy. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, but yeah, we encourage you to do all the events, and you'll have a good shot at winning the largest team. With those open heats, yes, the 4 mile is going to be a little bit more of a intermediate course. There will be, we're still going to have tilt to kilt at the end. You'll probably still end up doing our gauntlet, which may be gauntlet 2.0, but I don't want to give too much away.
Tilt to kilt 2.0 maybe.
Yeah, or tilt to kilt or both. So there's going to be some hard stuff on there, but it's not going to be just laden with like difficulty. The back 4 miles, that's kind of the plan. So we will have it a little bit more friendly on the 4 mile, but that be ready for the 8. And then that Family Frenzy we'll talk about here in a second. That'll be for all ages. So the way the open heats go, you're going to go every 15 minutes. So once that heat goes out, 5 minutes later, the corral opens up for the other. We'll be checking wristbands at the corral this year. We've had, it came to our attention last year that we had a bunch of people that just showed up, didn't pay. And, we can't have that just because if there's an injury or something, we can't track that person or locate their family members, that kind of thing. So it's more of a safety thing, guys. So we'll be tracking that. So give yourself some time to check in at the corral. You just got to show us your wristband. That's all. We'll have plenty of water swimming obstacles. I'm a swimmer, so I always say real athletes swim. You got people. I know you don't like swimming as much as I do.
It's not that I don't like swimming. I just don't like water.
Yeah, well, hey, we got life jackets, bro. So I'm excited about that. But we'll have a bunch of different stuff. You guys won't be disappointed. It's going to be a good time. Going in through these heats, we get to about 10:30. 10:30 is kind of, for us owners, you got 3 guys that are law enforcement, 1 guy that is a veteran, the hero heat. So the hero heat, we'll do another national anthem for that. We will thank the sacrifice that our heroes, being first responders, that'd be police, fire, EMS, even our medical staff, those kind of people. So military as well, and veterans. Without them, we wouldn't have this great place we call America. So
Amen.
We will honor them at 10:30. We encourage you. Yeah, we had a couple of police departments reach out. They're putting teams together. It'd be great if we can get some of you guys to start talking a little bit of smack and having a little police department, fire department rivalry, or police department. But we got a couple signed up so far. I know Palatine just reached out to us. So join up with those teams, if you're law enforcement or military, or if you got some buddies and you want to start an army team, that's cool too. But that Hero Heat is discounted for you already more than the other races. That one is subject to showing either a military ID or a police or fire ID at the check-in. It's not that big of a deal. We usually don't do it, but it is subject to, let's just say. After the Hero Heat, we go back into the open heats. We're going to do this every 15 minutes until we get, let's see here. Go about every 15 minutes until we finish through about 12:50. That's when we'll start the rules for 1 o'clock. 1 o'clock will be the start of the 12th open heat. And then right after that, we'll do the cutoff for the King Arthur's lap. So you can start your last lap right at 1 o'clock. So you're starting at 8. That gives you 9, 10, 11, 12, 5 hours. So 5 hours. You should be able, you better endurance possibly to get those 3.5 laps in. So, yeah, so you got 5 hours to complete it. Some might even get 4.5. But that's the cutoff, and then we'll finish out with, let's see, a total of 14 heats, open heats. So you have the 14 open heats, the Hero Heat is 15, the Elite Heat 16, and then King Arthur 17 heats for the day race. So plenty of heats to get into.
A lot of heats, boy.
Yeah, the early morning ones are filling up fast because I think a lot of people want to get that rest in between for the Dark Ages.
Right.
So if you plan on running early, get signed up ASAP. So what are we going to do after the open heats, Matt?
That's a great question, Chad. I'm glad you asked me that. So we got a lot of ideas. Obviously, we're Highlander Assault, so we're trying to base it off the Highland Games. So we're going to have a lot of stone throwing. We're going to have caber. We're going to have tug of war. We're going to have, what's the other one that's a big.
Where's this going to be at?
Oh, this is going to be in the main communal area,
right?
Yeah. Okay. So we're going to have plenty of opportunities for people. We're going to have sprints and we're going to have sack races, all the old school things. Bring it back to basics. And we got good music. We have a great new DJ that's going to be there for us. Who provide a good entertainment, and it's just going to be a good time, and that time should fly through pretty quick. Until then, we have Dark Ages, so we got the food trucks, obviously. So I would encourage everybody to bring a tent, even if you're not camping that night. Bring something to chill out, sort of rest.
And given the space, if you want to set it up out in the parking lot by your car just to get away from the festival area and the noise. That's fine too, as long as you're not blocking the way getting in and out. If you want to set up a little, like a tailgate area by your car, we're okay with that.
Or alternatively, join Team Highlander Assault. We'll have a huge tent there. Come join us, and you're more than welcome. We have plenty of chairs. We'll have food, water, everything to replenish yourself, and we'll go from there. But anybody that's familiar with WarX, what they do is something similar to what we do, and again, that's the power of these local races. Had we not have traveled to WarX and got to know the guys down there and just saw the things that people do, what they do is they have a wonderful sort of setup. They got a bit of music, entertainment. Check out WarX, by the way. It's a good race to attend, and bring your tents, your chairs, everything, and just get yourself relaxed. And away you go. We should have a couple of people too that'll be responsible for, the massages and things like that. The muscles will be sore, I'm sure, because this will be a trying event. So, even if you have, kids with you and stuff, there'll be plenty for them to do. So there's a bit of time in between, but you will be entertained, as Gladiator said. Are you not entertained? We will entertain you, and it'll be a good time. And it'll bring us nicely on into the Dark Ages event that night. And everybody loves the Dark Ages. In fact, a lot of people like the Dark Ages more than anything. The
You know what? You
nighttime
know what
one.
else people,
I personally enjoy it with a headlamp, and things like that. So
do you know what
it's
else
a bit of
people
something
like?
for huh?
Do you know what else people like?
You, Chad, you. Is that what you
No,
want to hear?
no. They like to run races with their family.
Yes.
Oh, we have one of those, the Family Frenzy before Dark Ages.
Oh, nice segue, bruh.
And that starts at 15:05,
What time?
which is military time for 3:05. So we're gonna do the Family Frenzy. We'll go over the rules. There's really no rules for the Family Frenzy. Just get your family out there.
It's lawless.
Have fun. Just have fun. Complete the course. It's a 2-mile course. We'll have 10 to 12 obstacles. There'll either be some miniature ones next to regular ones, or we'll modify like one side of the obstacle so that the littles can get up and down. Some of them, mom and dad may have to help, but you'll also get a medal and a T-shirt for that. And
we see this, Chad.
We're going to bring back Scotty McFitness tonight, all the kids at the start line. So be prepared for that. That's going to be fun.
I was just going to say the importance of these family events is that these kids need to be subjected to this OCR world. And there's no better time to get them when they're young, and you want to get them involved in this OCR world. So whenever, there's a lot of young kids out there that are so good at these OCR events. So these family events, they might seem to some people like just a bit of fun, but essentially what we see is the future of OCR. And that's why we created something like this, because you've got something where these kids are so interested in these obstacles and spending time with their family, and we're local, we're family, we're orientated that way. So, bring your kids out, even if they've never done an obstacle before. They may be good at something, and they may say, hey, I want to do this again. And before you know it, they're like my daughter or Scott's daughter or your kids, Chad, that'll run them on their own at 13, 14, 15 years old, or with friends. And I can't think of a better endeavor, I should say, for these young people to go and do things like this and test themselves and have goals and challenge themselves,
Yeah, and just on a side note, we just got a little interference from our race director on the chat. So just to give you a little clue, guys, it's not looking good. Our race director, Mike, he says that he wants lots of mud this year. So if he says that, that means he's going to be putting lots of mud this year. So be prepared. Wear some good shoes.
Josh Richardson's a very smart, intelligent man. From a comment that he just, yeah, I'm glad to have Josh Richardson on board. He seems like a man that has a bit of smarts. Well said, Josh Richardson.
So, yeah, Josh, I haven't seen him in a while.
I know, man. I just texted him the other day. I told him we have his kilt.
No kidding.
Excuse me, one moment.
So, yeah, the Family Frenzy is only going to be, let's see, we got 1, 2, 3 heats. We'll fill those up, though. So, don't worry, we'll make room for you.
There you go, Josh.
Oh, you got Josh's kilt?
That's Josh's kilt. He didn't believe me. He thought it was a scam. He thought I needed a Google Play cards or something. No, not at all, Josh. It's there.
Josh,
I'm telling you now.
Let us know so we can bring that down for you.
I'm actually meeting him at Mythic, and I'm going to hand over the kilt to him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
So after the Family Frenzy, you guys got to understand, we have these breaks because we move the course around. It's not going to be the same course entirely that you do in the daytime and the nighttime. So what we'll do is it'll look something like this. As you're running Highlander Assault, you may see when you get to like the lake for whatever water obstacle we decide to do this year, you may see you're running towards this lake obstacle, but there may be an obstacle really close by that's roped off. That's where we'll run you to for the night race. So it may be some of the same trail, but off that trail, you'll split off and do that other obstacle instead of like a swim at night. So we're going to try to make it look as different as possible so that you're not running the exact same course at night. But again, being in the dark, it kind of changes it anyway. But we'll do our best. But if you see those obstacles out there, that's why. And the reason I brought that up is the reason we have these gaps in time is, number one, we got to reset the course for that Family Frenzy, which isn't that big of a deal. But then switching over from Highlander to Dark Ages is. So we'll have a crew out there moving things around and getting that prepared while Matt has his entertainment in the village before Dark Ages. So
Chad, one thing
yeah, go ahead.
to bounce off of that one, we have a team, and we have a great team, and we are surrounded by wonderful volunteers. Now, if this is something that you feel that you want to be involved in the OCR world, and maybe obstacles aren't for you and racing's not for you, but the camaraderie and the environment is for you, we are always looking for volunteers. Any race director or any race owner will tell you a volunteer. I mean, you're only as good as your volunteers, I would say. So if you are interested in volunteering, whether it's at the main ground or out on an obstacle, reach out to us. We'd love to have you, and we'd love to have you on board. And the sort of people that we need are the ones that like to be involved. The hands-on, roll the sleeves up. And as Mike says, we want lots of mud. We want lots of mud. We want a lot of good people involved. We want those that aren't afraid of getting stuck in the mud beside us all. So if that's something you want to do, or you know somebody, or you're a racer and you want your family involved, reach out to us. We'll take you if nobody else will. We'll take you on. So yes, if you want to volunteer, there's a website, highlandersalt.com. Reach out to Chad at highlandersalt.com, and we'd be more than happy. You can get yourself a free race too, if that's what you want.
Absolutely. Guys, I see your comments there. We'll get to those right at the end here. We're almost done with kind of the race spiel, and then we'll go through some comments and ask if you have any other questions. So bear with us on that. Going into Dark Ages. So we'll do another night opening ceremony, where we play the national anthem. Maybe the bagpipers will stick around for us.
If not, I'll play them.
Then Matt's been practicing, so he can get out there too. Also, we are possibly working on having a little bit of live entertainment during the night, just to keep you guys entertained while everybody's out on the course. So we'll update you on that as soon as we get anything. If not, we'll fill in with some more contest things like that. So after the opening ceremonies, those are at 5:35, and then at 5:45, our Queen's Gambit, or our night endurance race, same rules as the King Arthur's. That will start at 6 o'clock sharp. And I believe the cutoff for that one is 9 o'clock. So
is that Queen's Gambit? Is that still sponsored by Scott Mandrala?
Oh, geez, don't get me started. You're gonna get us in trouble, man.
Whatever. Bit of crack, bit of fun.
So he's more like the jester of the court, isn't he?
Freddie Mercury Gambit.
We'll show you a picture next live, guys. So after the Queens start, at about a half hour later, we'll do the elite night race. Usually we were doing the night race elite heat at the end, but we thought about it and we're like, you know what? These elite guys are going first. They're not going to wait until last. They'll be there for like 18 hours if they're going first and then last. So first in the Kings and then last in the Dark. So we put them in the front of Dark Ages. So they'll have probably a little bit of darkness, but not. It'll be more like sundown than total darkness.
Dusk.
But hey, you elite guys, what better way to run with your families if you've never done it? You can finish your elite heat and sign up for a later heat and go out and run it with them too. So highly encouraged. The open heats start at about 7:30, so it should be getting nice and dark, and we'll have approximately, I think we got 8 heats for that. So that being said, you're probably going to see middle to later ones will be filled up more because people want to run at night. So,
they love running later, don't they? Yeah, of course.
If you want that later heat, get signed up now because it's going to get filled up. Again, the Queen's last lap cutoff will be at 9 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, we're going to do the Queen's Gambit, the Endurance Awards. So we'll do that at 10. We'll also announce the overall winners for the Endurance. I forgot to mention the Elite Heat. We will do the awards for that probably around 8 o'clock. So we'll announce the overall winner for that as well. So plenty packed in all in one day.
Yeah.
And then that brings us to the end of it. We'll probably kick everybody out right around 10:30ish. If you're a camper, we'll go over the rules at the stage. We will be strict on those rules. So
no karaoke.
Yeah, no karaoke. We will have a quiet time at a certain point, just because we have so many campers this year.
Right.
I don't want a few people to ruin it for everybody else. So,
Right.
By all means, sit out by the fire, but keep it down. Those kind of things. Don't act stupid, and you won't get kicked out. That's my
good advice, Chad. I think that's good advice for life, isn't it?
Yeah, don't do stupid things. You won't get kicked out, right?
Don't do dumb shit, man, and you'll be fine.
All right, I'm gonna go through these questions, dude. Let's hit it. Let's go back.
Before you go, though, Chad,
go
I have something to add. You talked about competitiveness and stuff, and people want to have larger teams and all the rest of it. If you want to get your name on our website and on the T-shirts and things like that, why don't you become a sponsor? And we have sponsorship ideas on our website. Why not, put your company's name out there? If you're a business owner, sponsor us. And it's not an awful lot of money, but you get your name out there. If you're involved, if you like this OCR world, how cool would it be to have a T-shirt with Highlander Assault and your name splattered all over it? Give the fingers up to the other fire department or the police department or whatever.
You don't even necessarily need to be a business. If you're like, I got this cool team, and as long as it's PG, if your team says, hey, we want to give you guys $100 to help you out, we'll throw your name on the T-shirt too as a sponsor. We would never say no to a sponsor, obviously, unless it was something morally unethical, and sometimes that's even questionable. So did you just say Mike?
Yeah, unless it's Mike Boyce. But we had Jason Finnegan, he's our Wisconsin ambassador for Highlander Assault, one of our most recent sponsors. So following his footsteps, if you're interested in becoming a sponsor, get your name on the
he had his work.
Want to be involved.
Got his work sponsored. Yep.
Yeah, we got to acknowledge people that are trying to help the OCR world. Keep it local. We're interested in buying local OCRs, and probably the same for Midwest and Frontline and Mythic, and all these guys want sponsors. But we're talking about Highlander right now. So if this is a race that you like and you want to keep it going, reach into your purse, reach into your pocketbook, and I know this is the old shameless plug, whatever, but go ahead, do what you got to do, and we'd be so happy to have you on board, and we'll make a big hurrah about it too, unless it's
And before we go into the questions or the comments, dude, something. I forgot. I was going to mention. We had at the beginning, there was a video that played that showed all the locals when their events are. Get out to those too. The more support for them, the more support for us. It just helps keep the community growing. And I wanted to make a special mention too. And not only just the OCR, but we have groups like Strong as Oak that has the rec bag carry, things like that. They're OCR-ish. And then also Abominable Racing, who does Abominable Snow Race. A lot of people don't know they do a trail run in November. So
fantastic time.
Go to the websites, check those things out. When we can, we'll post those things, but definitely get out and support those guys as well as us. We'll go ahead and go through the questions. We'll get out of here because I know you guys all got to go to work tomorrow except for me because I'm off. But
you wanker.
But we'll go ahead and I'm not really off. I'll be doing Highlander stuff, not my regular day job stuff.
You'll be laying in your underwear. You'll be laying in your underwear doing nothing. Send out a few emails.
Hey,
I'm working.
Right. What shirt is that you're wearing?
Newcastle United.
Okay.
Toon Army.
Makes me want a Newcastle beer.
A lot of people think I look like an umpire.
Kind of.
They're called the Magpies. They're based in the northeast of England. They're called Newcastle United. Yeah, big fan since I was about
I know the team. Everybody knows that team. Come on. Yeah. I just didn't know that jersey. All right. So Josh Richardson, Irish Matt is his hero.
He is.
Josh, you don't get out much, apparently. We got Mike. You all right there, Matt?
Yeah, I'm still here. Yep. Just hold up. Camera problem.
Pants come off. This is a close-up of Matt.
There we go.
All right. So we got Mike's mud comment. Oh, so Coach Ryan from Ultifit, he says, is the best overall score for both Highlander and Dark Age is determined by best placing in both races or best combined time. So we will look at everything, Ryan. So it'll be,
Good
let's
question.
say that, you gotta, God forbid we have a race where we don't have anybody finish with their bands, but it would be those people that finished with their bands for obstacle completion, and we would take their combined time. So as long as they finished with their band, they would qualify for that ultimate championship. So finish King Arthur's with your band, whether you had 2 laps or 5 laps. Finish Queens with your band, whether you had 2 laps or 5 laps. We'll combine the that you finished with the band and the time total to determine. So it's basically going to be your time, but you have to be obstacle completed.
Right.
Let's see. Colin, looking good, Matt. Really good. What is with all
Jesus,
these?
thanks, Colin.
Like,
Jesus.
guys, come on. You guys make me feel like chopped liver over here.
You're looking good, Chad. Come on.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
Finally trim beard, lad.
You've been drinking though, so it doesn't.
I haven't.
I'm
Honestly,
just kidding.
not at all. This is
I'm
filled
drinking
up with coffee.
I highly suggest this if you've never had it.
What is that?
Spindrift water. It's carbonated water, but there's no added
There's vodka in it.
there's no added flavoring other than actual natural juice. So this has a little bit of mint and
shameless
lime.
plug, but
And they're not even a sponsor. I just really love it. All right.
Josh Richardson, I'll see you all Saturday. You will. We're going to be down in Missouri. Team Highlander Assault we will be at local OCR races for as long as we are in existence.
Yep. And Josh, I'll be staying in Carbondale. I'll be getting down there probably early afternoon. So I don't know if you're doing anything. Just reach out to me. Maybe we'll hit up dinner. Colin Painter says LMFA OO.
Means
okay.
I think that's young person speak for that's hilarious.
Let's see.
Poor Scott. No, he has a lot of money in his pocket.
He is not poor at all. No, you guys haven't seen the orange monster. Come on. Let's see. Everybody wants to see Omens out there in a kilt. Yeah, Mike, I'd like to see Mike Omens out in a kilt. All he does is he's all business, wearing his work pants and a Highlander shirt. That's about all you'll see him wearing. Oh, this is Scott. Look at that, guys. Oh, he looks like a Brit there, Matt.
Looks like a fireman, doesn't he?
Yeah, and you know how us cops feel about firemen, right, Ryan? All right, let's see. Mike's back to work. Well, I don't think he ever really worked, but
he wouldn't work on batteries, that boy.
Can Mike Omens volunteer? No. Let's see. Josh Richardson loves Newcastle beer, that is.
Newcastle Brown Ale. Good stuff.
Yes. Yeah, it is good. And Josh the Juice says, beer. I'm imagining you said that in a Homer Simpson voice.
But all joking aside, Chad,
all
joking aside, I mean, we've got a couple of good races coming up. The season is really kicking off. We've got a lot of workout sessions that we didn't have this time last year. You know, we've got UltiFit, we've got Strong as Oak, like we mentioned before, and there's so many opportunities to get better at your craft. You know, and if you want to get better, if you stand at the end of that race and you're like, Jesus, why am I no good at this shit? You know, you've only yourself to blame, because there's so many opportunities, and you know, these lives are put out here to help you guys and to help ourselves to get better at what we do and to promote the business, and to not the business, but to promote the world or the community that we're in, you know. So any questions or anything that you have to offer, there's a Team Highlander team on Facebook that you can join up, and it's very, very advantageous. Yeah, he's in it too. And there's a lot of opportunities to meet people from all around the country, not just the Midwest. And, you know, I'm going to Arizona now with Danny O'Shea in 2 weeks. So we're going to Mythic this weekend, and then Horseshoe Bend next weekend. Welcome to All Things
Scottish. Our slogan is, if it's no Scottish, it's crap!
So there you go. I mean, if you want to find out what's going on in this world, just reach out. There's a lot of people, and you have the opportunity to meet up with dickheads like Chad, and these people, people like him,
Emotional damage.
it's important to have people like Chad in your life, because it makes you feel better about your own life. So let's be honest.
Oh, jeez. Oh, man. Oh, God.
So join us, lads. Do something. Get out
Jeez.
there, train, work hard, post your videos. I want to see more videos on the website. Ryan is doing a great job with Instagram. We've got some Facebook footage. Go out there, do some stuff, whether it's just a train or a run or whatever you're doing. Go ahead. I like to see it. I'm sure Chad does too. Get active, get proactive, and sponsor us.
On that note, it's been about 45 minutes, 46 minutes. I don't see any other comments. We'll go ahead and cut this one short. If you have questions about our next race or our haunted event, go ahead and reach out. We're going to have the haunted in October 19th. We'll have some deals coming up May 1st. I think we have maybe a little bit of a discount, but we're still at that rock bottom.
I got
price.
you, Yank.
So, that's going to be, you guys like Dark Ages and you think that's cool to run at night. Wait till you got zombies chasing you with chainsaws. So I can't wait for that. It's going to be awesome.
That will be fun.
All right, guys. Matt, any last words?
Be cool, man. Just, be cool.
Ditto. All right, guys. Take care. Be safe. We'll see you soon.